Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Million Pound Mission podcast. It's your buddy Adam, the PhD, the previously heavy dude, and this is episode number 250, adding implementation to your inspiration. And this is an episode that's been brewing for a little bit. I've been giving you little bits and pieces of this, but now it's full force. It's going to smack you over the head. It's going to be an aha light bulb moment, I guarantee it. Before we dive into this one, I want to remind you that this month, July 2019, registration is open for my Transformation Reboot program. If you're somebody that has been stuck spinning your wheels with your transformation, you need a little bit of help. You need a little bit of support. You need some accountability. You need some coaching. You need a community of like-minded people. Transformation Reboot is going to be your jam. It is not a new diet program. It is not a new fitness program. I've got all those tools inside of the membership, but it's about having a rock solid game plan and support around that. And there is nobody better at that, the accountability, the coaching, the support, than the PhD himself. That's me, Adam Shively. So go on over to millionpoundmission.com and you can start a 10-day trial here in July. You won't be able to get in once July is over. The next registration period isn't until October. So dive in there now. The perfect time to start is now. Let's get started. millionpoundmission.com. Now, let's dive into this episode number 250, adding implementation to your inspiration. So one of the largest stumbling points that I see people trip over is that we get all fired up about something and then we never take action on it. So we set this giant weight loss goal. I want to lose 100 pounds, but we never book that first workout session. All right. We have an amazing new business idea, but we never send that first email to that potential business partner. We meet somebody amazing, but we never ask them out for that first date. And in my opinion, inspiration without implementation is the place where our goals and dreams go to die. And today, my friends, we're going to make sure that you don't become a part of that. I'm going to help you become a tenacious implementer. And that's a term that actually one of my good friends came up with. They said, you just are tenacious at doing what you do and implementing and getting after things. And that's a compliment that I really hold close to my heart because that's important to me. I feel like that's part of my superpower is I don't sit and just daydream. Like I do that, but then I'm like, okay, what's the first step? How do I get closer to this dream that I've just put out there into the universe? So, and you guys know I'm big on law of attraction, but you can't spell attraction without action. And I believe you need to have both. You need to have the preparation, the daydreaming, the goal setting, but then we have to move that needle every single day in the right direction. And that's how we achieve our dreams. Now, I want to start off with 4 reasons why we don't implement. All right, we set the big goal, we have the big dream, and we don't get after it. 4 reasons why. Number 1, fear of failure. We're just scared, right? What if I don't succeed? We are afraid of that. And I feel like there are a couple of questions that we need to pose to ourselves. So the first one is, what is the worst thing that could happen if you do fail? So maybe you're like, hey, I've got a 50-pound weight loss goal and I'm going to hire a personal trainer. So what's the worst thing that could happen? You lose money. You don't lose any weight and you lose money. You waste some time. Or you start a new diet program, same thing. It's time and money, all right? And that's not so bad. A lot of times we really build up failure in our mind. It's just like epic failure, embarrassment. But when we look at the actual results of failing, it's not that bad, And the other side of that we need to ask ourselves about is what's possible if you succeed? What if you actually crush it? What does that look like, right? And the way I look at it is the same amount of time is going to pass. Time will pass regardless, whether you try or not, whether you succeed, whether you fail. So why not give it a shot, right? So that's how I tackle the fear of failure. The second reason why we don't implement is that these goals and dreams, they're outside of our comfort zone. And that's scary. It's not comfortable. News bulletin, when we get outside of our comfort zone, it's not comfortable. But the way I look at this is that for things to change, we have to change. For things to get better, we have to get better. For our life to level up, we have to level up. We have to take personal responsibility over that. And the way that I will encourage you to do this is view your implementation as a 28-day experiment. Do that next 28-day cycle and say, I'm going to do a test. I'm going to do an experiment with this nutritional regimen or with this personal trainer or with this business idea. I'm going to give it 28 days of serious implementation and just see how it goes. That way we're not psyching ourselves out before we even get started and be like, this has to be the decision that fixes everything forever. No, let's just do a 28-day experiment where we are going to get outside of our comfort zone. And then if things don't work out, we can retreat back to the comfort zone. But let's just give it 28 days. All right. So that's my answer for getting outside of your comfort zone. The third reason why we fail to implement is that we need to level up our why. The why just isn't big enough to get us up off our butt and going. All right. So we've got the goal, but maybe you want to lose 50 pounds, but the why isn't there behind it. So you never ignite, you never get started. So we have to stoke that fire to get ourselves into action. You have to find the why that's deep enough, that's emotionally rooted and connected, that gets you up and like, yeah, I need to lose 50 pounds, but I need to lose that so I'm around for my children. All right. If I have a heart attack, I can't help anybody if I'm not around. So you have to stoke the fire and level up your why. Now, the fourth reason why we fail to implement is that we just get lost in the preparation. And you guys know, I talk about preparation, having your battle plan, doing personal development. You hear the term in the personal development world a lot of sharpening the saw, sharpening the blade, sharpening the axe. And that is necessary. It's important to sharpen the axe, but a sharp axe is useless if you never swing it. Let that soak in. I'm going to say it again. This is quotable. #Adam quotes. It's important to sharpen the axe, but a sharp axe is useless if you never swing it. A lot of us are in motion. We feel busy because we are preparing and we are, putting in work, and we see ourselves spending time preparing and getting better plans and things like that. But the plan means nothing if you never take action on the plan. And I see this happen, inside my Transformation Reboot community. I see it happen with people that I talk to on the free coaching calls that I do. Like, we get that plan and they spend a lot of time on the plan. They're focused on the plan, but they never really truly implement that plan. They never move the needle in the right direction that plan is pointing them. So we have to make sure we have a sharp axe. We have to swing the axe. So that's the analogy that I want to go to next. Hey guys, just a really quick break in the action. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far. This is just a very quick reminder that my Transformation Reboot Program registration is currently open, and you can start your free 10-day trial anytime between now and the end of July. Now, once registration closes, you won't be able to get in until October. So do not delay. Start your free trial today. Head on over to millionpoundmission.com. Now, let's get back to the episode. Swinging the axe is something, again, it relates back to my story, right? So I had a huge set of goals that I put out there for myself 12 years ago now. I was 327 pounds. I had $40,000 of credit card debt. My career wasn't going where I wanted to. My relationships, my life just was circling the drain. It was not the way that I expected my life to go in my mid-20s. And I realized that I had to, again, for things to change, I had to change. And I also realized that I had to set some goals and change the way I think, but then I had to implement and I had to move the needle every single day. So you guys have probably heard this story before, and I'll just recap it briefly. But I went out there and I wrote up my lifestyle rehabilitation statement, which included all my goals as if they'd already happened. I had a 5-year deadline. And I said, all right, I'm going to implement every day for the next 5 years. And the first thing I'm going to do is read my lifestyle rehabilitation statement in the morning. And then I'm going to do it again at the end of the day. And between those two sessions of reading that, I have to do something every single day to move the needle in the right direction. All right. And I did that for 5 years. And in that 5 years, I lost over 100 pounds. I fell in love, got married, started a family, started having kids. I bought a house. I paid off a house. I helped my hometown lose 35,000 pounds. I helped 15 people lose over 100 pounds in my hometown community. Started a gym, started online business, started a podcast. So implementation was the key. If I just sat back and dreamed about all that stuff, the stuff wouldn't happen, right? Then you're depending on luck. And I don't like those odds, right? I don't like the odds of me just sitting back and buying lottery tickets on my dreams. I'm more about writing the plan out and then implementing and getting after it. And we don't have to solve everything all at once. So the swinging the axe analogy is like this. The goal that you have, let's say you have a 100-pound weight loss goal. That's like a giant redwood tree, one of those just giant suckers, all right? And it's in your front yard. And your only job is to wake up, plant your feet firmly on the floor, you walk outside, and take a swing every damn day until it's chopped, until that tree falls. If you wake up, walk out the door, and swing every day without fail, the goals will start to fall. All right? And some days you have a solid connection. You take a big chunk out of that tree. And other days you're going to swing and you will completely miss. Some days the axe feels light. Some days the axe feels strong. Some days the axe feels very, very heavy and hard to swing. You don't want to swing it, but you do anyway. And by chipping away, by chopping every single day, just swinging the axe, just the act of getting up and showing up for your goals is what it's all about, right? That's how I accomplished all of those things in 5 years, is I showed up for my goals. I didn't take any days off. But the other thing is I didn't try to chop down the tree with one swing. And I didn't give up after one fail, right? It's about showing up. That's the process that we have to focus on. It's not, the tree's still there. It's going to take a while, especially if your dreams are big. So it's not the focus point of whether the tree has fallen yet or not. The focus point is, did you show up and swing? That's the idea. So as I chopped away at my goals for 5 years, it wasn't, the deadline's coming, or, the tree is still there, I haven't lost 100 pounds yet. It was, what did I do today to move the needle in the right direction? It could be big, it could be small. Some days my win was just I drank 100 ounces of water. Other days were, I had an amazing workout and I dropped 5 pounds this week. It's going to vary. Like I said, sometimes you swing and you miss completely. I blew my diet. When I first lost 100 pounds, I gained 20 back. So the focus, again, is showing up for your goals and not looking up at that tall ass tree going, it's still there. It hasn't fallen yet. So that's where I want your focus from now on. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an implementation system to make sure that you can become a tenacious implementer like your buddy Adam, the PhD. So the first step in your implementation system is this: define your giant tree. You guys know I love the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. If you've never read that, read it. It's going to help you with this part, defining that one goal, that if you achieve this one goal, it will have a trickle effect into the rest of your life in multiple areas of your life. So for a lot of you, obviously you're on a weight loss journey. This is the Million Pound Mission podcast, after all. So maybe losing 20 pounds, that will help you sleep better. Your joints will feel better. So you can spend more time running and playing with your kids. You have more energy. You perform better at work. You get a raise at work. You're able to pay off your house, which relieves stress. You get ahead. You retire early. And it all starts with that trickle-down effect from that 20-pound weight loss. So what is that big tree that you're going to start chopping at? All right, so what is that big life-changing idea or goal that you've been delaying? What's that scary goal that you've been putting off to the side because it's just not the perfect time yet? So the perfect time to start is now, by the way. I'll keep reminding you of that. And, we're gonna just define that. That's the first step. So define your giant tree. First step in the implementation system. Second step, define your opportunities to swing the axe. So what are some of the action steps you could potentially implement daily to make progress towards your goal? And again, what I'm not saying is, how do you solve all of this at once? How do you solve this problem with one swing of the axe? Not what I'm saying. How do we chip away? So if you're on a weight loss journey, ways that you can show up. I did a workout. I did some strength training. I went for a run. I meal prepped. I drank water. I avoided the work snack area. I did meditation. Just make a giant list of the ways that you can move the needle 1% in the right direction every day. The ways that you can show up and you can swing the axe. And some of those swings will be that light axe that you just drill the tree and take a big chunk out. Other ones are more simple. All right. You're just chipping away. And what you're going to find is that you're going to start racking up more wins than losses. You're going to start connecting with that tree more often than you miss it. And that's the nice thing about this implementation system is you build momentum as you go. So first step, define the giant tree. Second step, define your opportunities to swing the axe every day. Third step, you're listening to this right now, right? And the only thing I don't like about podcasts, there's a lot to love about podcasts. The only thing I don't like is that a lot of times you're driving or you're running, you're doing something else, all right? Very few people sit and just listen to this in a quiet space and are like taking notes. I know some of you do, because you guys tell me this, but I know a lot of you are out doing other things. So the only thing I don't like about that is that it's hard. It's a barrier of implementation, all right? So you get a great idea and then you forget what that is, or time passes and you lose that inspiration, that fire that you felt as you listen to this live. So what I want you to do is set an implementation alarm. All right. A lot of people listen to this on their phone, whatever podcast player you're using. I want you to, as soon as this episode is done, and we're bringing it home right now, so it's going to be here in the next couple of minutes, I want you to go to your alarm and set an alarm for 24 hours from now. Make a note that it says, I am worth it. This is your implementation alarm. Once you define that giant tree and you've defined several ways that you can swing the axe, you've got to do one of those things before that alarm goes off. All right. And we're just going to make a deal between you and me right now that you will do this because you are worth it. I've said this before. I'll keep saying it over and over and over and over again. All right. You are absolutely worth it. This giant tree that we're going to chop down is absolutely worth it. All right. And I want to know what that tree is. I want to know what your action steps are. So hit me up on social at Million Pound Mission on Instagram and just, put a post up on your Instagram story, tag me or just send me a DM and let me know what those are so I can help hold you accountable and support you. So the 3 steps: define your giant tree, define your opportunities to swing the axe. Third step, set your implementation alarm for 24 hours from now and swing the axe before that alarm goes off. And then the 4th step is swing the axe every single day. Show up for your goals every single day. Don't put the pressure on yourself to be perfect. Perfect's not going to happen. All right. And we definitely don't wait for perfect to start. We start anyway. We start now. We miss 100% of the swings that we never take. So your time for implementation is now. You're going to implement in the next 24 hours. We will start swinging the axe together. I've got your back, my friends. And remember, you are worth it. Your goals are worth it. And the people that need you to be around and healthy and active for a lot of years, they're worth it too. And they're counting on you to swing that axe. And that, my friends, is how we get out there and own it. Every meal, every workout, every day. I'll see you on the next episode. Hey there, thanks for hanging out after the episode. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you are ready to start swinging the axe. Now, you've set that implementation alarm, and you need to start swinging the axe in the next 24 hours. I would love for your action step to be signing up for your free 10-day trial of your Transformation Reboot membership. This is a membership that's unlike anything else out there because it's not necessarily about a better diet plan or a new fancy fitness program. I've got all those things included, but it's about having community, accountability, support, and implementation, right? Taking action, having support around that so that it's not start, stop, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. We're going to break that cycle through this unique program, and you get to try it out for free. And you can start your free trial anytime this month in July. Registration closes at the end of July. You will not be able to register and do a free trial again until October. And if we fill up the membership, then you can't even get in October. All right. So it's very important. Stop waiting for perfect. If you're somebody that listens to these episodes, but man, it'd be cool to have Adam work with me a little bit. I think you could help me out. Don't delay. Start your free trial today. Let's do this. If you're ready to rock, go ahead and head over to millionpoundmission.com. And remember, you've got till the end of July to start your 10-day free trial. I'll look forward to working with you.